Episode 32, The Rwandan Genocide, 100 Days of Horror. Welcome to Episode 32. Today, we delve into one of the darkest chapters of modern history, the Rwandan Genocide. In 1994, Rwanda was consumed by unimaginable brutality for 100 days. Nearly 800,000 people were systematically murdered. This episode aims to unpack the complex factors that led to this horrific event. We will explore the causes, the unfolding horror, and the international community's response. It serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred, political manipulation, and the devastating consequences of indifference. We must never forget. The Rwandan genocide did not erupt spontaneously. It was the culmination of deep-seated ethnic tensions between the Hutu and Tutsi populations. Years of divisive propaganda played a crucial role in exacerbating these tensions. Political maneuvering further contributed to the volatile environment. Propaganda demonized the Tutsi minority, painting them as enemies of the Hutu majority. This created a climate of fear and suspicion. Tutsi people were dehumanized and scapegoated for the country's problems. This rhetoric fueled a dangerous narrative of us versus them. This carefully constructed environment paved the way for the systematic extermination that followed. The seeds of hatred had been sown. The media, controlled by extremist elements, became a powerful tool for spreading misinformation and inciting violence. Radio broadcasts played a particularly insidious role. These broadcasts identified Tutsi individuals and families, effectively marking them for death. The airwaves became a weapon of mass destruction. The genocide began on April 6, 1994, following the death of President Juvenal Habyarimana, a Hutu. His plane was shot down near Kigali. This event served as the spark that ignited the carefully prepared tinderbox of ethnic hatred. Extremist elements within the government seized the opportunity. They blamed the Tutsi for the president's death, regardless of the truth. This accusation became the justification for the mass slaughter that ensued. Over the next 100 days, nearly 800,000 people were brutally murdered. The victims were primarily Tutsi, but also included moderate Hutu who opposed the violence. The methods used to kill were barbaric. Machetes were the most common weapon, but guns, clubs, and other implements were also used. The sheer scale of the brutality is difficult to comprehend. Entire families were wiped out. Communities were decimated. The impact on individuals was devastating. Survivors were left traumatized, scarred by the horrors they had witnessed and endured. Families were torn apart, children were orphaned, spouses were widowed. The social fabric of Rwandan society was irrevocably damaged. The genocide had a profound and lasting impact on Rwandan society as a whole. It left deep wounds that continue to heal slowly. Churches and schools, which should have been safe havens, became sites of massacres. People sought refuge in these places only to be slaughtered. The Interahamwe, a Hutu militia, played a central role in carrying out the genocide. They were responsible for some of the worst atrocities. Ordinary citizens were also encouraged to participate in the killings. Neighbors turned against neighbors. Friends betrayed friends. The level of participation in the genocide is a chilling reminder of the power of propaganda and the ease with which people can be manipulated into committing acts of unspeakable violence. The international community's failure to intervene in the Rwandan genocide is a stain on the conscience of the world. There were early warnings. These warnings of the impending genocide were largely ignored. The world stood by, paralyzed by political considerations and a lack of will to act. Clear evidence of the genocide was available to the international community. Reports of mass killings were widespread. Despite this evidence, the United Nations Security Council hesitated to authorize a robust intervention. Bureaucracy and political infighting delayed action. The UN peacekeeping force already present in Rwanda, UNAMIR, was woefully inadequate in size and mandate. It was unable to protect civilians. Instead of reinforcing the peacekeeping force, the Security Council actually voted to reduce its numbers. This decision was a tragic mistake. Political considerations hindered intervention. Some countries were reluctant to commit troops or resources to a conflict they perceived as distant and complex. A lack of will to act also contributed to the inaction. The international community had learned a bitter lesson from the intervention in Somalia the previous year. The experience in Somalia made many countries wary of getting involved in another African conflict. This reluctance cost countless lives in Rwanda. This inaction represents a profound moral failure. The world had a responsibility to protect the people of Rwanda, but it failed to do so. The devastating consequences of indifference are a stark reminder of the importance of international cooperation and the need to act decisively in the face of genocide. The Rwandan genocide serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of complacency and the importance of upholding the principles of human rights. The process of justice and reconciliation in Rwanda has been long and arduous. It continues to this day. Bringing perpetrators to justice has been a monumental challenge. The sheer number of people involved in the genocide made it difficult to prosecute everyone. The International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, ICTR, was established to prosecute high-ranking officials responsible for the genocide. It made significant contributions. However, the ICTR could only try a limited number of individuals. The vast majority of perpetrators were tried in Rwandan courts. The Rwandan government also established Gakaka courts, traditional community-based courts, to try lower-level perpetrators. These courts aimed to promote reconciliation. The Gakaka courts were controversial. They were criticized for lacking due process and for potentially re-traumatizing victims. Despite these criticisms, the Gakaka courts played an important role in providing a forum for victims to tell their stories and for perpetrators to confess their crimes. Rebuilding trust and healing the wounds of the past has been an immense challenge. The genocide left deep scars on Rwandan society. Many survivors continue to struggle with trauma, grief, and loss. They face ongoing challenges in rebuilding their lives. Reconciliation requires acknowledging the past, confronting the truth, and working towards a future of peace and understanding. It is a long-term process. Remembering the Rwandan genocide is essential to honoring the victims and learning from the mistakes of the past. We must never forget. We must remember the victims and their stories. We must learn from the failures of the international community. We must work to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again. This requires vigilance, education, and a commitment to human rights. The Rwandan genocide serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of peace and the enduring importance of human rights. We must never take these things for granted. Let us remember the Rwandan genocide not only as a tragedy, but also as a call to action. Let us work together to build a world free from hatred, violence, and genocide. Thank you for joining us for this episode. We hope it has provided you with a deeper understanding of the Rwandan genocide and its lasting impact.